Welcome to my first My Watch List, what I'm currently watching video of 2026. Yes, this is everything I'm currently watching in January 2026. I'm excited to be making this video. Let me quickly ask you a question. Write in the comments your answer. Is anybody else feeling overwhelmed with the amount of dramas they want to watch? Because I'm currently watching like 10 things. Some I brought over from 2025 and I need to finish by the end of the month. A lot I started that are new, and I should not have started anything until I completed stuff, but that's beside the point. Even if we don't count everything I'm currently watching, I have like a billion other dramas I want to be watching right now. But I can only handle so many dramas at once. So my question is anybody else feel overwhelmed with the amount of dramas they want to watch and what they're currently watching? But also, how many dramas do you currently watch at one time? Because I like to keep my number around 10 or so, but I could probably be watching more at this point. Or at least I want to be watching more. Could I? Probably not, because I started a lot of new dramas and not a lot is going to be coming off my current watch list at this point because I've only watched the first episode of a lot of dramas. But that's my question. How do you feel right now? For me, I think 2026 is starting off way better than how 2025 ended or even how the year of 2025 was. So I'm excited so far. I'm also excited to talk about what I'm currently watching. This is my current watch list, what I'm currently watching in January 2026. And also, obviously, by the end of the video, what I plan to maybe start in the future if I can get some things off my current watch list. Usually the format of this video is I talk about everything that is on my current watch list, starting with Korean stuff, starting with Korean dramas. But due to the nature of what's on my current watch list right now, and a lot of the Korean stuff I'm watching, I've been talking about for months, because they're ongoing and they're going to continue being ongoing, and I haven't started anything new. I'm going to talk about Chinese dramas first, and then I will roll into what else I'm watching, because as I was getting Japanese dramas off my current watch list that I started in December, which I'll talk about in another video, I started a bunch of Chinese dramas to replace those Japanese dramas. Now I've watched episode 1 of a bunch of new Chinese dramas, and I have a lot to talk about when it comes to the Chinese dramas first. The first Chinese drama I'm going to talk about is Blossom. This is a 2024, late 2024, early 2025 Chinese drama. It is probably famous at this point because everybody has watched it. I am late to the party watching this, but I finally clicked on episode 1, and my god, I'm so glad I clicked play on this. If you don't know what this drama is about, I'm going to read off some of the cast members and some of the synopsis. I'll be looking to the side when I do that, along with many of the other new Chinese dramas that I clicked play on as well. Blossom stars Meng Ziyi and Lee Yun-rae. Sorry if I butcher those names. Please correct me if I have, along with a lot of other people, but those are the main two people. The first episode, it starts off where the female lead, Meng Ziyi, is this matron of this house that she married into, and Lee Yun-rae is a general who is storming the capital and trying to get revenge, and they end up together in this battle. Spoilers if you don't want to be spoiled on this, but they end up dying in this battle in the first episode, and that causes or triggers time travel where they travel back to their past, and now they have to redo their past. She travels back to the past with her memories intact, and she wants to change her fate and the tragic past that she had that we kind of learn in episode 1. And he doesn't remember as of the end of episode 1. I'm assuming eventually they will meet up and they will work together, and he might remember, he might not. But as of episode 1, he does not remember. I've only watched the first episode, and let me tell you, episode 1 is packed because you basically learn all of this in episode 1. But I can say, I'm so glad I finally clicked play on this. Can see why a lot of people love this drama, and a lot of people have been telling me to click play on this. The first episode is full of action and beautiful cinematography. Of course, the male lead and his now famous gray hair shows up in episode 1. I'm curious how he got that gray hair and why he has gray hair. Main couples seem to have a lot of good chemistry. Their acting is great. I'm really curious to learn more about the male lead's background. and her background too, like what caused her to reach this point of her life where she basically wants revenge on everybody and him too. Spoiler alert for people who have not seen this drama, just in case, but I was not anticipating the end of the first episode of Blossom because I knew about the time travel. I knew that was going to happen because obviously this is a popular Chinese drama, and so I've been spoiled on the important scenes, but honestly haven't been spoiled on a bunch of the plot points, which I'm surprised at, unless I've just forgotten about it. But anyway, I was not expecting how far back the time travel went. I assumed it was going to be like 10 years, like maybe just before her marriage or something. I was not expecting both of them time traveling back to when they were children. Which, with her story, it makes sense because she wants to save her mother. I'm assuming with him, it makes sense because he wants to save his dad or family, maybe. But I wasn't expecting that. I don't know why I wasn't, especially with her character, because she talked so much about her mother and missing her mother and then finding out all these secrets about her mother. I don't know why I didn't think that was how far back the time travel went, but I was surprised. I'm really curious how that is all going to play out, especially when he doesn't remember anything. I'm really intrigued by that, and I like the choice of the plot for that. Definitely can't wait to watch more. I'm so glad I'm finally watching this drama. It took me way too long, but I'm here now. So that was Blossom, the Chinese drama, the first of many that I've clicked play on. Next Chinese drama is The Coroner's Diary. I have not watched more of this because I was working on getting the Japanese dramas off my current watch list, but I do plan on working in the rest of January to get this off my current watch list because I need to complete it by the end of January or maybe like early February. And I've liked what I've watched so far, and I'm excited to dive back into it. It's a Chinese drama made for me. Like, you have a coroner. It's a crime Chinese drama. It's a historical crime Chinese drama. It's kind of been on the back burner since like November, but I do plan to complete it by the end of the month, or at least get close to completing it by the end of the month. So I'm going to concentrate on this one for sure in the rest of January, and I'm excited. Love Between Lines is the next Chinese drama I'm going to talk about, and the next one that I clicked on the first episode of. I mean, it's been all over my social media. It should be nobody's surprise that I've clicked play on this, but I actually did wait a while. I didn't try and watch this as it aired. I think I waited at least a week before I started watching the episodes, and I clicked play on the first episode. Love Between Lines, if you have no idea what this Chinese drama is, it is a January Chinese drama. It aired on iQIYI. It stars Chen Xingyu, Lu Yu Xiao, Dai Shu is the second male lead, and then we have a bunch of other people. It is about two people who meet in this murder mystery virtual reality video game where they basically dress up in Republican era costume and have these Republican era themed scenarios and characters they act out. And so they meet in this VR virtual reality game, and then they also eventually meet in real life, which I haven't gotten to that point yet, apparently through working together. And then they obviously have a romance, and you have possibly this duo storyline where they are acting as their characters in VR and then acting in real life as their real life people. I have not gotten to the modern day romance part of it yet because I've only watched the first episode, and most of the first episode happens in the game. I have heard that it kind of moves away from the game, which is kind of disappointing to me. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I loved the first episode. The video game world and the look of the video game is really nice, and the cinematography within it is really great. I loved how you literally watched the game build the world as the players did as they entered the game. Also, speaking of entering, that was quite the entrance for the male lead, I will say so. The male lead and the female lead in this look amazing. They look great in both Republican era and modern day costume. They can pull off Republican era costume very well. I already dislike the female lead's ex, the one in episode 1. This is kind of a spoiler, but not really because it's episode 1. She gets left by her fiance at the engagement party. So he literally leaves her, does not have the courage to even face her and tell her in person. He calls her, and then her cousin, I think, accidentally puts it on speaker for everybody to hear. It is like the worst case scenario, basically very embarrassing for her. But I love her parents because her parents are fantastic, especially even in episode 1. So I'm excited to see how her relationship with her parents will play out in this. The first episode also has some really nice twists when it comes to the male lead, because the assumption going into episode 1, and really the assumption of the female lead too, is he's an NPC in this game. He was hired to be a NPC, and then you have this nice twist where that's not really the case. And I'm not going to reveal that because it's spoilers, and that's part of the fun. You kind of find that out. So by the end of episode 1, the female lead has a beef with the male lead, and so I'm excited to see their banter. I love the female lead. She does not back down from a fight. She is very confident, at least in episode 1. So I'm excited to see their banter. And also the comedy fits really well. It's not over the top. It's placed very well. I knew Chen Xing-shu could do comedy because he was in The Starry Love, and I haven't watched a drama, but I watched scenes from it, and he did comedy very well, in my opinion. So them pulling off comedy together and their reactions to this were great. She is also good with comedy, so the comedy works well and is working well for me. So that's a good sign because, as I've said multiple times, comedy is a hit and miss for me when it comes to dramas, no matter China or Korea or anything. So overall, I like the first episode of Love Between Lines. I'm definitely going to continue watching this. I'm excited to watch more of it. We'll see what happens. The Mirage is the next Chinese drama I clicked the first episode of. This airdropped out of nowhere in December. I had never heard of it. I don't think a lot of people have heard of it, and apparently it was quite good from the feedback that I heard. So I got curious about it because it's unknowns. Like, a bunch of these people in this cast are pretty much unknowns, except I know the female lead from one shorter drama I've seen her in, The Butterfly Lover. Everybody else I've never watched in a drama. And it scored pretty high on MDL and Douban and all the rating sites. So I got curious and I was like, well, I might as well start it and see if I like it. And so far, episode 1 was good. It wasn't like the best thing I've ever watched in my life because you can tell it was very low budget, but it was entertaining and it was unique and it was different. The Mirage is I want to say fantasy drama, like fantasy wuxia, but it could be sci-fi. I don't know yet. I'm assuming it's fantasy. It stars Fei Chi Ming, Lu Xiaoyu, who that's the only person I know from Butterfly Lover, Xiao Shuang, Jinzi Xuan, Yang Yu, and An Ning. That's the main cast. It's an ensemble wuxia drama. There's this mysterious town, or city, I should say, it's bigger than a town, that is plagued by a bunch of different stuff. You have citizens disappearing, you have people dying, you have this floating mirage that kind of appears and then disappears, and you have a bunch of these different people show up in this city and end up working together to figure out this mystery eventually, and they don't know each other before entering this city. That's pretty much what it is. And as I said, most of the actors are pretty unknown, at least to me. It isn't a bad thing, though, because the plot and the story and the mystery are intriguing and they're interesting. It also is pretty well acted, at least for the first episode. There's some comedy. The female lead, who was the actress from Butterfly Lover, she pulls off being this bounty hunter pretty well. The comedy and the banter, but at least between the male lead and the female lead, is pretty good. I have no complaints. I am curious how everybody will band together because as of episode 1, there's only 2 people that apparently are in the main group that are together, that have been traveling for a while. Everybody else kind of just is with other people or are individually traveling. Of course, the Mirage part of it is the big mystery, especially because I'm curious, like, is it really a mirage? What actually is it? Are they actually going to end up going up there? Because it's in the sky. It's a big city floating in the sky. That's the Mirage. How that is going to play into it, I'm really curious about. Also, the first scene of this drama really shocked me because I wasn't anticipating it. I'm not going to spoil it because I mean, if you check this out, you will be shocked as well. But it adds to the mystery and also kind of the urgency of trying to figure out what's going on in this city as well. But the first scene was definitely shocking because I was not expecting it. Either way, whether it's sci-fi or fantasy, I think the genres and the story is quite unique. Watch this for the story though, because you won't, at least I didn't know a lot of the cast. Maybe if you're an avid Chinese drama watcher, you might recognize more, but I did not recognize them. I'm excited to watch more of it. I've heard it gets better and better as you watch it. That was the Mirage. And then the last Chinese drama I clicked play on was the Vendetta of An, which I'm sure a lot of people have watched and have heard of. But now it's over and I click play. If you have not heard of this Chinese drama, this is the Vendetta of An. It aired at the end of 2025, end of December. It stars Cheng Yi along with Lu Yijun, who is a prominent veteran actor, Wang Jin-sung, who also is a prominent veteran actor, along with like Shu Lu and Sao Qi. You would recognize a lot of people in this cast, but of course, Cheng Yi is the main character. The synopsis is there was these guards that were ruling Chang'an at some point, and when a feudal lord took over, these guards disappeared. And when they disappeared, they took the emperor that was dethroned. And rumors claimed that these guards kidnapped the emperor for their own means and for their own gain. And the feudal lord that took over was like, well, we need to find this emperor. So the feudal lord seeks out Cheng Yi's character to eliminate these dethroned guards so that they don't come back to power, they don't get revenge, so on and so forth. But what he doesn't know, apparently, at least in episode 1, is Cheng Yi has his own agenda. He wants revenge, and he apparently has beef with these guards already for his own past. So he wants to find these guards himself to get his own revenge, so it's like a win-win situation. At least that's what I'm getting from episode 1. I don't know if his relationship with this, like, now feudal lord turned emperor who took down these guards will stay like that, because maybe he'll want to eventually get revenge on this feudal lord that has now in power as well. Who knows? The feudal lord, who is now emperor, I'm sure thinks he's just gonna use Cheng Yi's character for his own means, but will that actually happen? I don't know. Anyway, that is like the summary synopsis, at least of what I got from the first episode. I love this drama so far. Cheng Yi doing the revenge genre, I think, is my favorite that he does. His facial expressions from like docile, I don't care, to immediately revenge is so good. It's done in a split second and it is brilliant. This is going to be a fast-paced drama because it's only 28 episodes. A lot of great veteran actors are in this, so we know the acting is going to be really good. I'm assuming there's going to be some hidden enemies somewhere in Chang'an because these guards have scattered across who knows where, and Cheng Yi is going to have to figure them out and basically bring them out to get revenge. So I'm assuming there's some people in Chang'an, as well as maybe even the palace, that have been in hiding for years and are going to be revealed. That will be fun to watch. It is also very refreshing that Cheng Yi doesn't want to redeem his family's reputation or get their honor back. He just wants straight up revenge. And I'm here for it. I'm so excited to watch it. I'm really curious about this sister that he's supposed to find in the capital city once he gets there. I'm also curious about some of the other allies he might team up with because he's probably not going to be able to do this alone. So he has to have a team. I'm really curious how that will play out. I love that he's a strategist and he seems to be smart because Cheng-Yi plays those characters very well, like Mysterious Lotus Casebook. I will not be surprised if Cheng-Yi's character ends up dead by the end of this drama because he has a reputation for doing that. Please no spoilers if you have watched this drama. I'm very excited for this, and I like the first episode a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people love this drama as well. That is my first impressions of the first episode. And that is all of the Chinese dramas I am currently watching. A lot of them, yes, are after episode 1. Let's get into everything else I'm currently watching, which will be faster because some of them are on the back burner due to me starting a bunch of Chinese dramas and trying to finish up Japanese dramas. The only Korean drama I'm currently watching is A Graceful Liar. I plan to click play on at least another Korean drama within the month, but as I said, I want to get some Japanese dramas off my list first. I'm probably going to be watching this drama for a really long time because it's one of those very, very long daily revenge dramas. It ends in February. I'm nowhere near being done with it. So I will probably be watching this for a while, especially because it's also been on the back burner for a while in November, December, because I started in October. So I'm kind of rebooting it in January because I've only watched a couple episodes. I'm pretty much restarting it and starting it in January again, but I'll probably be watching this for a while. But that is the only Korean drama I'm currently watching, if you even call it that. I did like the first episode. If you watch either my October or November watch list video, you will hear about me raving about the first episode, but I won't repeat that here. That is everything I'm watching for Korean dramas. Moving to Korean variety shows, I'm watching 2. One I just started and I'm so excited to be watching. The other one I'll be watching for a really long time, just like Graceful Liar. The first one that I just started and is 13 episodes, and I'm probably going to binge it and basically be done with it by February because I already know I'll binge it, is Culinary Class Wars Season 2. Now that it is over, I have clicked play because I knew I could not watch it as it aired because those cliffhangers are a doozy and I would be dying because I was dying during Season 1. I told myself I was not going to watch it as it airs. Now that it is over, I can binge it. And I watched the first episode and I absolutely love the first episodes. I'm going to be obsessed with Season 2 just as I was with Season 1. It is going to be interesting that I'm watching this at the same time as Please Take Care of My Refrigerator, which I've been watching for a while and I will continue to be watching for a while. This by far is probably my favorite food competition show coming out of Korea. I'm so glad I'm finally watching this. I'm so glad. God, I love this show so much. I can already tell I'm going to love Season 2. Season 2 opens up with already a twist, but that did not surprise me because it is Season 2 of a very popular show. New rules, new twists were bound to happen. I liked the new rule. I'm not going to spoil that in case you want to go watch the show now that it is done, but I like the new rule. It seemed fair. It's added to the competition. I also liked the results so far, I guess. We have at least another episode of the first round of competition to go. But I'm not surprised with the twist because they needed to ramp up something. Definitely don't watch this show hungry because the dishes look delicious and I love food competition shows so much. I already cried and I already have a favorite and it's episode 1. I hope my favorite goes far. I really do. No spoilers, please, because I want to not be spoiled on who gets far and also who wins. One thing I will say that I don't know how I feel yet because it's only been first episode. It feels like with the Black Spoons in Season 1, they were a lot of unknown people. They were like mom and pop shops, people who have been cooking all their lives in the neighborhoods of Seoul and Korea in general. In Season 2, there seems to be a lot more what I would deem, and I'm assuming a lot of contestants deemed as famous people in the Black Spoons, like that could have been white coats. And they even said that in the first episode, like, oh my God, that guy could have been a white spoon. Why isn't he a white spoon? I mean, they even had one of the guys say, like, I applied to be a Black Spoon, even though they wanted me to be a white spoon because I wanted the competition, something like that. I don't know if I like that because even I recognize some of the people in the Black Spoons where I was like, oh, that guy is pretty famous. I don't consider myself up on Korean food culture, really, but even I recognize some of the people. Whereas in Season 1, it seemed like they really were the underdogs. At least for me, I didn't recognize a bunch of the Black Spoons. I knew a bunch of the White Spoons because they are famous chefs, And same in season 2. Know a bunch of the White Spoons because they are famous chefs, but there's some famous chefs in the Black Spoons, and I don't know if I like that. I want them to be underdogs. I want the unknown people to be the underdogs, to be the Black Spoons. So I'm not sure if I like that dynamic. Granted, my favorite is not one of those people, one of those famous people. So maybe that's why she's my favorite because she is the underdog. I root for the underdog. So I don't know about that dynamic. Maybe my opinion will change, but right now I didn't particularly like that change from season 1 to season 2. But overall, I'm loving season 2 so far. And it already got approved for season 3, and apparently they're switching it up and making teams, so that will be exciting. The other Korean variety show I'm watching is, of course, Please Take Care of My Refrigerator or Your Refrigerator season 2. I just need to dedicate like a day a week to watch episodes and like binge episodes of this, or I'm just never going to be done with it. But it's also an ongoing show, so even if I do catch up, maybe there'll be more episodes to watch. It's already up to 60 episodes, and I think I'm on episode 12, 13, 20, something like that. I'm really behind on this show because I sporadically watch episodes. I'm so excited to see season 2 of Culinary Class Board Chefs come on this show because it's bound to happen. They've already had season 1 chefs on the show. I'm sure they're going to bring season 2 chefs on the show eventually. So I'm excited to see that happen. But I do need to like maybe dedicate a day to kind of just binge this show and like a day a week or a day every couple of weeks to possibly catch up to where they are, or at least get closer, because it's been on my watch list for a while and it's going to continue to be on my watch list for a while. We'll see. But I'm still enjoying it. I love food shows. Culinary Class Wars season 2 is, of course, my favorite, as I said, but I love food variety shows in general. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about the Japanese dramas I am still watching. I do plan to get these last 2 off my current watch list, hopefully by the end of January. I managed to get some of the ones I talked about in December already off my current watch list in January, so I just need to complete 2 more. Learning to Love. I'm still very early on in this Japanese drama. I think I've watched the first 2 episodes, 3 episodes after the first initial episode that I started in December. The female lead has grown on me, but I think it will still take a couple of episodes for me to truly like her. I definitely have gravitated towards the male lead more than the female lead in this one. She's still prickly to me, and I don't see the reason why. I also think she definitely deserves somebody better than her fiance, though, because her fiance is horrible, in my opinion. But I think I'm just drawn to the male lead more. His story intrigues me more, and I'm more interested in it. What I love, though, is their scenes together when she's teaching him. I think that is a highlight of this drama because they seem very comfortable together in that environment and when she's teaching him. And I just love seeing that. Those scenes is when they truly shine as characters and also them together. And she seems to not be as prickly when she's teaching, which I think is why I like it so much. Male lead, we've learned more about his life in episode 2. But the drama is definitely taking his time pulling back those layers. I'm excited to learn more about him. She, I think, will grow on me more, but I'm still more drawn to the male lead in this. But I will keep watching. I do like the drama. I don't know if I love it as much as a lot of other people did, but I do like it. Plus, I need a romance drama. The other Japanese drama I need to finish is Unnatural. I love this drama, but it is a drama for me. It is the Coroner drama that I talked about in December. I've watched a few more episodes of this as well. And of course, I can see why a lot of people like this as well. It's a classic Japanese drama that a lot of people are like, it's a good one. And as I said, China's doing a remake of this, which is why I clicked play on it, because I want to watch the original before I watch the remake. I'm not going to reveal a bunch of spoilers because there was a big reveal in the second or third episode that I watched, but also I want to say I called it. So not to toot my own horn either, but I said in December, I think, that the newbie coroner, something was off with him. He's played by Kubuto Masataka. Something seemed off with him because he didn't want to be around the dead bodies. and he was asking a lot of these weird probing questions, and I was like, that is not the actions of a coroner. That something is weird. And let me just say I was right. It was revealed why he was like that in episode 2 or 3. I was right. I was right. There was something really fishy about them, and it was confirmed. He is still fishy. I don't like him. Hopefully he'll grow on me, but he's fishy to me, and I don't want to say spoilers. I want to know the reason why he's working in this coroner's office, given the spoiler that we got, or the background that we got on his character, because he shouldn't be there, in my opinion, at all. At all. And I'm wondering when it's revealed on why he's there to the other characters, how that will play out, because I'm sure it will not go well with any of them. I'm really curious how that will play out. But I love the messaging of this Japanese drama. I'm really curious about the cases. I'm excited to watch more of it. I'm sure I'm gonna like this drama, but it is a drama that I normally like. I'm not surprised I like this drama. So that is everything I'm currently watching. Yes, it's a lot, but let me quickly name off some that I'm going to add to my current watch list. We have The Legend of Zonghai. I'm going to start that. Chasing the Undercurrent is technically season 1 of The Punishment that just ended, and I want to watch The Punishment. I don't know if The Punishment is a direct sequel to it, but it says it's a sequel. And I've been wanting to watch Chasing the Undercurrent for a while, so I was like, why not? So I'm gonna probably start that. Taxi Driver Season 3, I still need to start. Imperial Coroner Season 2 just started airing. I still have yet to watch Season 1, so I figured, why not watch Season 1? Truth Within and Light of Dawn, I've talked about both of these, especially the Truth Within. I still need to click play on them, but I'm also kind of waiting for them to complete, because The Truth Within, I think I'll watch on YouTube, and The Light of Dawn, all the episodes aren't out on Viki, so I'm kind of waiting for that to be done. But those are 2 crime Chinese dramas. Swords in the Plowshares apparently is rumored to air on the 19th. Hopefully it will air, and if it does, I plan to start that if I can find a place to watch it. Glory is ending in early February, and I've heard really good things, so I want to click play on that. And then lastly, the only Korean drama that I plan to watch, there's another one, I don't know where the other one will air, but The Art of Sarah is a Netflix drama, Netflix Korean drama coming out in February that I do plan to watch. It looks really good. I like both leads. It's a crime K-drama. The other one, Honor, I want to watch as well. It's a law drama, but I don't know if it's going to be on a streaming site or not. So we'll have to wait and see. But those are everything that I'm kind of looking at the starting once I get more Japanese dramas off my watch list and get some other stuff off my watch list, because there's some movies I have to watch, do the podcast episodes that I plan to watch by the end of January, and then there's a couple dramas for February I need to watch for podcast episodes. So we'll see. We'll see what I add to my watch list. That is the list that I plan to pick from when I'm choosing dramas to add to my current watch list. And that is everything I'm currently watching. That is all of my opinions on it. What are you currently watching? What are you currently enjoying? What should I add to my current watch list? And again, how many dramas do you usually watch, and are you overwhelmed? Because as you can see from what I want to actually click play on, I can say I'm probably overwhelmed with the amount of choices I have, which is normal, in my opinion. I usually feel like this, but that is everything watching. Hopefully that provides some new dramas for you to check out, and thank you for watching.